Dimitrios, and I was Uncle Jim's great nephew. After a long generation where he impacted my grandmother's life, my mother's life, and mine, Uncle Jim had a heart of gold. He was known for his generosity of not only gifts, but time as well. He was always there for the Greek Independence Day parades, and he was always there at our family events. He had no problem walking throughout the 30-minute parade and was a healthy man and lived his life until the last moment. My papu was telling me that he gave him a call and he was living life. He was watching a movie with his dearest partner Maria. They were laughing and having a good time. And he died peacefully. Although it's sad to see him go physically, he will always be with us spiritually. May his memory be eternal. God bless you, Uncle Jim.
Nice. Short.
First off, I'd like to speak on behalf of my brother Jim. When we were preparing things for this viewing, my brother said, "We need a scraper, a screwdriver, and a rag." And we were like, "Why?" And he was like, "Whenever I worked with Papu over the summer, he told me, you bring a scraper, a screwdriver, and a rag wherever you go, and you'll always be ready." So if you've noticed, we have one at the back table. So Papu, we were listening. I'd also like to share a little anecdote of mine from Papu. I think I was in middle school, and we were outside for some reason. I was with Papu and the rest of my family, and he was wearing his normal, long sleeve collared shirt, and he had an undershirt under that, and then one of his heavy tweed suit jackets and long pants and his hat. And it was 80 degrees out. And I go, "Papu, aren't you hot?" And he goes, "No, sweetheart. You see, life is suffering. We suffer in this life. I am fine. Don't worry about me." And I go, "Papu, I don't think that's true." And he says, No. That was the end of that. But to this day, and since that day, I keep trying to figure out what he means, because I don't think life is suffering. So it's something I've contemplated throughout the years. And on Tuesday, at his death, I think I looked a little deeper into it and may have found some meaning in it. You see, Papu had this wonderful love in my Yaya Sophie, this strong, independent woman who, despite not knowing her for very long, is still a huge role model in my life. Just the fact that she would stand up to him, and she didn't really care, but she loved him just the same. And they were a very interesting dynamic, and they made my father and my Aunt Stacy, and they lived a full life together, and he took care of her up until the very end. And then there was Josette. And while their time together was short, she was such an honest and kind woman. I think she brought my Papu back to life. Like after Yaya Sophie, there was a moment where he wasn't sure where he was at in the world, and then there was Josette. And then he was my Papu again. And he was happy, and he was fun, and he loved her. And unfortunately, she too passed. And then there was Maria. Just like our New Year's parties that we used to have in Clearwater, she was a party herself. And for my Papu's last years, she helped him celebrate them. They went on vacations, they had parties, they had Kukla, their dog, and I believe we had been trying to get my grandfather a dog for quite some time. And they went dancing, right, Maria, dancing. And that was his end. It was a party. And so I look back on my grandfather's words, on what he said to me. Life is suffering. But I think he spoke louder with his actions than with his words. I think what he meant to say is that life is suffering without love. Thank you.
My name is Peter. I'm